Calvin Gastein off camera. We're at the 51st annual Irishman or Irishwoman of the Year breakfast put on by the Plattsburgh-North Country Chamber of Commerce. We're at the Angel Center on the campus of SUNY Plattsburgh, and very shortly the Master of Ceremonies, Kevin Colleen, will start the Blarney, and Hometown Cable will be here. And for those of you watching live over the internet at Plattsburgh, at www.plattsburgh.com and at hometowncablenetwork.com, we want to welcome you, and also welcome everyone who will be seeing this after the fact. But this is the first ever live coverage of an event by Plattsburgh.com and Hometown Cable Network. So we hope this is the first of many to come in the future.
Good morning, everybody. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Good morning and welcome to your Plattsburgh-North Country Chamber's 51st Annual Irishman of the Year Breakfast. Before we get started, I'd like to just clarify a couple of things. By now, you all know that Jody Parks had a little mishap on the annual ski day that the Chamber hosted on March 5th. Unfortunately, it caused an injury to her ACL, MCL, and a deep bone bruise, and it has ended her ski season this year. Now, with trails like Skyward, Parkway, and Mackenzie, Whiteface has claimed many a good skier. Even the new Wilmington Trail, where Jody took her spill, has some very tough spots on it, right, Jody? Especially at the top, where the pitch was about 2 degrees. My good friend Bruce Lawson asked me what happened, seeing that I was skiing with her. I said, you know, it's pretty level. He said, did she catch a ski in the snow? Did she cross the tips of her skis? What happened to Jody? I told him, Bruce, I was right behind her. I wasn't looking at her feet. There is a special recognition, though. Our good friend and business person of the year, Stevens Mundy. Well, after we all got done verbally abusing Jody in the infirmary, Stevens stepped up to the plate and shortened his ski day and voluntarily brought her back and got her squared away at CVPH. And thank you, Stevens. You're a good man. There was, however, another mishap that day. Christy Kennedy, who is the marketing specialist at the Chamber, took a fall as well. Unfortunately for her, hers was a little later in the day, and she wasn't able to catch a ride with Stevens. So she had to rely on Becky Manor to bring her back to Plattsburgh. Of course, that got her a visit to Fast Track. And fortunately for her, she's currently 5th on the list to be seen. Probably going to catch a little trouble later for this, but I'd just like to thank our sponsor, Adirondack Bank. Every year they come through and sponsor this event for us. And here to say a few words is Senior Vice President for Retail Banking, Steve Hartman.
Top of the morning. There's an Irishman whose two of my grandparents came from Ireland. Today's always been kind of a special day in our family. And as a banker of 30 years, well, any day that celebrates, you know, the color green is pretty good as well. Talked to my son last night. He's at college, and I was explaining to him where I was today and what I was doing. And he said, you know, Dad, I was in class the other day, we were talking about St. Patrick's Day, and he said, somebody corrected me and said, you know, I don't think it's really a holiday. My son, proud, making me proud, said, well, you know what? It's always been in my family. And I hope all of you treat it that way today as well. Adirondack Bank's been doing this, I think, for 11 years now. And based on the amount of people that are here today. Let me tell you that it's going to be hard to kind of dethrone us from this particular program. I know the Chamber does a great job here in the North Country. We're proud to be associated with that. Wish you all have a great time today, this morning, and have a great St. Patrick's Day and a safe one as well. Thank you.
Thanks, Steve. It's now my pleasure to introduce somebody who really needs no introduction. Becoming Irish Person of the Year is only the small piece of this. It's really to come here to see our very own MC. No, I'm just kidding. The Irishman piece is very important. But we come here to see and be entertained by our very own Kevin Quinn.
Top of the morning to you. How many people are here for the first time? Raise your hand. You're forgiven. Everyone else, top of the morning to you. This is all the best of it, isn't it? All your birthdays coming together all at once. Our Lord and Savior saved the best day of the year for St. Patrick's Day. It's a beautiful day outside. It's always a great day when you don't have to wear your winter coat to the St. Patrick's Day breakfast. Because if you wear your black top coat and you put it out there, there's 340 other ones just like it. Lisa, I bet you're really happy you got here for that story from John. Huh? Did a nice job of thanking the Chamber staff, I hope, all of them. I'd like to also thank SUNY. One thing I always appreciate here is they have the best sound system in the area, bar none. But I also know that they always send the kids home because they used to have a grand history of some raucous activity on St. Patrick's Day. I now know why they send them home now, so we don't kill them all when they're crossing the street on our route. I did notice in the paper recently, talk about Adirondack and their contribution to the stimulus package was this ad, Gary. That's stimulus for Bob Parks, I know that. Buy a full page from the Press Republican. It's nice to know 400 or 500 people can still afford a $23 breakfast. There's one thing I have to know. Where are the Champlain Literacy Club? And what all would you want with this? Man, are you going to be disappointed. Father McGinnis, I'm going to have you come right up. Did you need to take your medication first? You know, they do a lot of things at the church, and I was noticing, I was going into church the other day, and there's a sign out front that says, "The Low Self-Esteem Support Group. Use the back door."
I always like to start with a story. I have a friend of mine in business who sends me a story to use each year. See if you can catch this one. Of course, it's Irish. An Irishman moves into a tiny hamlet in County Kerry, walks into the pub and promptly orders 3 beers. The bartender raises his eyebrows, but serves the man 3 beers, which he drinks quietly at a table alone. An hour later, the man has finished the 3 beers and orders 3 more. This happens again and again. The next evening, the man again orders and drinks 3 beers at a time. Several times. Soon the entire town is whispering about the man who drinks 3 beers. Finally, a week later, the bartender broaches the subject on behalf of the town. I don't mean to pry, but folks around here are wondering why you always order 3 beers. "'Tis odd, isn't it?" the man replies. "You see, I have 2 brothers, one in America and one in Australia. We promised each other that we'd always order an extra 2 beers whenever we drank as a way of keeping up the family bond." The bartender and the whole town were pleased with this answer, and soon the man who orders 3 beers became a local celebrity, a source of pride to the hamlet, even to the extent of out-of-town visitors. Then one day, the man came in and ordered only 2 beers. The bartender pours them with a heavy heart. This continues for the rest of the evening. He orders only 2 beers. The word flies around town. Prayers are offered for the soul of one of the brothers. The next day, the bartender says to the man, "Folks around here, me included, want to offer condolences to you for the death of your brother. You know, the 2 beers and all." The man pondered this for a moment, then replies, "You'll be happy to hear that my 2 brothers are alive and well. It is just I, myself, have decided to give up drinking for Lent." Kevin was kidding about medication. I did something to my leg. I won't tell you how I did it. And they gave me a whole bunch of medicine yesterday, and then the first words out of the doctor's mouth was, "You cannot drink." And I said it's St. Patrick's Day. But anyway, let us pray. May St. Patrick guard you wherever you go and guide you in whatever you do. And may his loving protection be a blessing to you always. May the road rise to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face. The rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you safely in the palm of his hand. Amen.
That reminds me, I had a little knee surgery maybe a month ago or so, and just arthroscopic, not a big deal. But Rotary was the next day, and I walked into Rotary. I'm gimping a little bit. My friend, he said, "What'd you do?" I said, "I got scoped." He said, "It makes you walk like that?" It's hard to tell when I'm coming in and out of reality, but that was a real story. I am a little bit ill-tempered today. Actually, I tried to be happy, but I lost my shillelagh. What kind of a blackguard would steal a guy's shillelagh? If you don't know what a shillelagh, this is what it is. Can't find my other one. Really miffed about it. So Dana says, "Why don't you just get off your big bad horse and get over it? It's just a stick." I said, "It's not just a stick, it's my shillelagh, for crying out loud." I said, "I've christened 13 Irish men and women over the years with it. But more importantly to me, Monsignor Dwyer blessed it. If you didn't know Monsignor Dwyer, wonderful man. So I was all excited about my new shillelagh, and I saw Monsignor coming down the street. I said, Monsignor, will you bless my shillelagh?" He goes, "Why, are you having trouble having children?" Laugh as you may, Dan was born 9 months later by the Immaculate Conception. Speaking of Dan, I said, "What do you think Dan is for St. Patrick's Day?" He said, "Oh, he's in New York." No. Boston, right? No. My son Dan is surely at Temple Bar or somewhere. It's 4 o'clock in Ireland and he's in Dublin. It's his graduation present, so he better darn well graduate. like to introduce the past Irish men and women of the year. Beginning with 1965, part of our outstanding entertainment every year. 40, how many years in a row? 44 years in a row, Dr. Angelo Lamarion.
I am standing.
It's always nice to know that it is the first time here for some people, Ange. First time I ever heard that. 1970, the lovely Marie Beamer. She asked if she could leave a little bit early to help out another soul. Asked her if she had a note. 1976, Bill McBride. Now, Bill is one of my favorite people in the whole world, genuinely. And I asked him, how is the car business? We all know it's not so great, right? He said, well, we now use, the blue book goes up and down by how much gas is in the vehicle. The spirit of St. Patrick's Day itself, we gave in 1977 the award to Jan Shamble. Now, if you haven't been here in 10 years or so, you haven't missed this guy. 1992, we gave it to Paul Green. I said, oh, how come you haven't been here? He said, I already won. One of my favorite ladies in all of Plattsburgh, 1995, gave the award to Claire Boynton. Now, Claire and the Hockneys and Barb Dorrance once in a while can be seen out and about. So one night, they tried to find things to do in their retirement to entertain themselves. So they came out from Iris's. There's a cop putting a ticket on the car. Claire says, why would you want to do that to a little old lady? So the guy starts to explain it. Never mind, Claire can be quite deliberate if you didn't know. Said, you big fat pig. So he says, well, it seems to me I can see some other thing I'm going to write a ticket here for now. He starts to write another ticket. Big oaf. He says, oh, you didn't like that one either. Well, how would you like it if I wrote you a ticket for another thing? Claire says, it's really of no business of mine. We're parked up there. 1998, we gave the award to Stan Ransom, the Connecticut peddler. Like I say, I did have a little knee surgery, and I was talking to Stan about it. He said, yeah, I've had trouble. I've had water on the knee for quite a while, and I went to the doctor. I said, well, what did he say? He said, improve your aim. Try and stay with me now. 1999 was my distinct pleasure to give the award to Bill Morgan. In 2002, the lovely Jeannie Roberts. 2004, his second gig as the teller of tales, Mark Berry. Somewhere over here brightening up the room, in 2006 we gave the award to Nancy Church. In 2007, we gave it to Johnny Massel. Did I miss any? It has happened. Not wannabes. Heads. Well, just a couple of stories to keep us moving. I was a little rough on the priesthood, so I'm going to make it talk to you right now. I'm sure you're confident about that. There's two Irishmen sitting in a pub in the city. And they happen to be sitting out by the window, and across the street is a brothel. So they're watching things, and they saw the Baptist minister go in. Said, "Oh, Pastor, isn't that awful, a man of the cloth? Stooping to that." So they've all gone bad. He says, a little while later, the rabbi comes. He says, and the rabbi goes in. Oh, even the Jews are falling to temptation. Sure enough, a little while later, a Catholic priest goes in. And the two fellows said to each other, "Oh, how terrible. Must be one of the girls that's taken very ill." Steve Frederick, can you join me on the podium, please? Angie, come on, please. There you go. Steve. Touch your shoulder. Might not have known this, but this is being webcast. Steve, did you know, interesting fact, that lions sometimes mate 10 or 11 times in an evening? Did you know that? I did not. And you're the president of what club?
The Plattsburgh Rotary Club.
You're a Rotarian.
Yes.
Ange, what are you?
I'm a lion.
You've been voted off the island. Let's have some musical entertainment. You ready, Ange? I know you must be weary. Keeps you in good shape for 90-something years, doesn't it? For some music, Portland Wood, James Conlon, and Ange Lamar.
Danny boy, the pipes are calling. From Glen to Glen and down the mountain side. The summer's gone and all the flowers are dying.
to all of us. My wild Irish gold. Okay, well, my Irish eyes are silent. Irish eyes are silent. I don't know. That's a good one right there. That's a good one. When Irish eyes are smiling, sure it's fine one morning spring. In the lilt of Irish laughter, you can hear the angels sing. When Irish eyes are happy, all the world seems bright and gay. And when Irish eyes are smiling, sure they steal your heart away.
Thank you very much. That's fantastic. Fantastic. Mark, you're going to be up soon, so I think now it's your turn to get some of those bills from Father. Well, I have a couple of good friends at the YMCA table this morning. Joe and Pat Dio. They run St. Armand's Garage, lovely little place north of the city. They have two grandsons, Jacob and Jordan. Now Jacob and Jordan, they'll come in the garage and come sniffing around for a bit of candy or a bag of chips, that kind of thing. Nice little fellas. I think Jacob's 8, Jordan's 5, something like that. Give or take a year. So one day they come flying in with a particular purpose in mind. They run to the shelf. He comes up to the counter. He's got a box of tampons. He said, "We want to get these." And he's like, "Did your mother send you for them?" I said, "No." He said, "Well, who are they for?" He said, "They're for Jordan." He said, "Do you know what they're used for?" I said, "Yeah, we just saw it on TV." He said, "You wear these, you can swim and ride a bike, and Jordan doesn't know how to do either." I'm glad you guys are in such a good mood today. Murphy comes home from a late night at the pub. Comes in the front door, takes his shoes off, doesn't want to wake the wife. Starts tipping up the stairs, doesn't quite catch the first stair quite right. Over the banister he goes and falls on his bum. In his back pocket, of course, is a little glass of whiskey, which happens to break and does some exterior damage. So he doesn't yell because he doesn't want to wake up the wife. So he sneaks his way upstairs, goes, looks in the hallway mirror, assesses the damage, runs down to the cabinet, gets a box of Band-Aids and goes back to the mirror, and he's everywhere you can see blood, he's putting a Band-Aid up, and he sneaks into bed. The next morning, he wakes up with a terrible headache, and of course, the results of his fall. And worse than that, his wife's there staring at him. Says, "You got drunk last night, didn't you?" He said, "Why would you say such a mean thing like that?" He said, "Well, it might have been the front door that was left open. It might have been the broken glass at the bottom of the stairs. It might have been the bloodshot eyes. It might have been the trail of blood up the stairs. But mostly, it was all the Band-Aids I found on the mirror." It's now my pleasure to introduce to you the teller of tales, Mark Berry.
I don't know. Kevin's walking with assistants. Jody is. Father McGinnis is. Angie, you're the only one who can walk on your own 2 feet. Congratulations. Oh, before I forget, this fellow's been doing this for 14 years. He does a perfect job every year. How about a big thank you? Seeing Father McGinnis here reminded me of a story about a parish priest who was called immediately after Sunday morning Mass to the home of an elderly couple. It seems that the 93-year-old man of the house died suddenly that morning. So the priest went over to this home and to give comfort and solace to the widow, who herself was 91 years old. And in the course of their conversation, he said, "If you don't mind me asking, ma'am," he said, "how exactly did your husband die?" And she said, "Father, it's very embarrassing." "It's okay, my child. Tell me what happened." She said, "Well, truth be told, he died while we were making love." It's, "Oh my." She says, "I know, Father." She said, "It's awkward, but you don't understand." She said, "There's something romantic, sensual about those church bells when they toll, that nice, even, rhythmic pace." He said, I think I understand." She said, "No, you don't, Father. He'd still be alive today if the ice cream truck hadn't showed up." I'm actually in a good mood today. 3 months ago, my son Eric and his wife Maggie presented me with my very first grandchild. And I was with him last night babysitting, and he asked me if I was going to throw him under the bus again this year, because last year I think they told the story about Eric and he almost burned our house down. But what happened was, when I was with little Josie, it reminded me of when my own daughter was born about 18 years ago, this past February. And I've come to the conclusion that when a child is about ready to be born, all of the adults, I think their brains become disconnected. Silly and stupid things start to happen. And I remember this particular day when Alex was born, because Christine had been having contractions for most of the day, and I was agonizing because that night I had to go to the United Way annual dinner. Marty and his sainted brother Michael had talked me into being the next fund drive chairman. And Christine said, "Look, I'm going to be fine, just go, have a good time. If I have a problem, I'll give you a call." So here I am at the Howard Johnsons. Bob Smith was running Howard Johnsons back then. Big long head table. I was way at the end, like in a different time zone. And they just started serving dessert. And I remember the dessert because it was a vanilla ice cream parfait, and they had creme de menthe, green creme de menthe. I love vanilla ice cream, and I love green creme de menthe. And it just is better than sex. It's the best dessert in the world. Anyway, they just put the dessert in front of me, and this waitress comes along, and she said, "Is there Mark Berry here?" That's me. "Well, you better get home because your wife's having a baby." So I remembered, stay calm. So I get in my car, and I'm driving back to Rouse's Point. About halfway there, I start thinking about all the things that could go wrong. So I start to panic. I'm going a little faster and a little faster. By the time I get to my house in Rouse's Point, I'm pretty much in a total panic. All the engine repair lights are on the dashboard. I leave the engine running, leave the door open, rush into the house, go back in the family room. There's my wife sitting perfectly calmly on the couch knitting a pair of booties for Alice. I said, "You okay?" "Yes." "Why wouldn't I be okay?" "Well, they said you're having a baby." "Yes, it's time to go to the hospital." "Just stay calm." "Okay." So we get the baby bag, we pack her up in the car. We've been about the cheesy exit of an earthquake. And all of a sudden, my wife's entire body goes into a spasm. And she's sitting in the passenger side, and now she's like, well, she looks like a surfboard with a large loan in it. She's just as straight as an arrow. Now, being the brilliant husband that I am, I turned to her and I said, "Honey, are you having a contraction?" Now, I've got 4 kids, and I've read all the books you can think of about pregnancy. I remember one book in particular, how it was all about mood changes during the course of pregnancy. I found out afterwards that the fellow who wrote that book actually died while his wife was 8 months pregnant. The official cause of death at the autopsy was blunt force trauma, but she actually beat him to death with his own book. But I forgot about those mood changes, and she didn't really answer my question. I asked her if she had a contraction. She just kind of bared her teeth a little bit, and she said, "Get me to the hospital now." So now, we are racing down the Northway, going to the parking lot. This is well before Stevens Bundy was running the hospital, so don't hold any of this against Stevens. And we get in the parking lot. I'm headed right for the ambulance, where the ambulance goes in the entrance there. And my wife said, "What are you doing?" I said, "We're going right where the ambulance goes." "No, we're not. We're parking like a normal person." "Okay, dear." So 15 minutes later, we find the parking spot. It's about 3 or 4 city blocks from the hospital. I get her out of the car, and we take about 6 steps, and she does it again. And she's not moving. Now, it's getting very serious now. I mean, the sweat's pouring off, dizziness, nausea, weak knees, and she wasn't feeling very well either. I finally get her into the front door of the hospital, and we're greeted by this woman who I found out later was not a nurse. Great big lady, big smile on her face. And as I said, the brain becomes disengaged when there's a baby about to be born. And she comes up to us and she says, "Are we going to have a baby tonight?" Well, no, that's really a basketball under a coat. We're looking for the gym. So we get all settled, we start to go in, and they say, "Oh, you can't go there." "Well, what do you mean? I want to be with Laura." "No, you have to go and register." So at the time, they had this woman who had to register you, and she was like the clerk from hell. She had all the personality of a large box of rocks. In fact, I distinctly remember her middle name was Rambo. And so she said, "I need your driver's license, I need your social security card, I need your health insurance card, the full name of your employer, your address." And we're going on. Now remember, this is 19 years ago. I'm sitting there with my wedding ring on, and she says, "Now, is this woman your wife?" "Excuse me? Is this woman your wife?" I have a sick sense of humor sometimes. So I'm looking at it and I said, "Well, now that you asked," I said, "You see, she was hitchhiking on the North. Well, it was on my way." She did not appreciate my sense of humor. Finally, I get into the birthing room, and a few minutes later, the doctor shows up. OBGYN guy. I won't say his name. He's no longer in the area, no longer practices. Let's just say in the course of his career, he's had his ups and downs. So he walks in, and I swear to God, he looks me straight in the eyes and said, "So Mark, you going to have a baby tonight? I think it's contagious." An hour later, Alexandra Louise Berry comes into the world, 9 pounds, 9 ounces, 23 inches long. 24 hours later, we are walking out of the hospital, and I want you to picture this. I'm pushing my wife in a wheelchair. She's carrying a baby wrapped in a pink blanket with a pink snowsuit, a pink hat. I'm carrying a diaper bag, a half a case of formula, and I'm holding a large 24-inch in diameter Mylar silver balloon with 3-inch high letters that says, "It's a girl." And guess who we run into in the lobby? The same lady who greeted us 24 hours. She comes running over and she said, "Did you have your baby last night?" And then a second later, "Is it a girl?" And I'm shaking my head no, and she says, "Oh, you wanted a boy?" I said, "No." She said, "What did you want?" I said, "All I really wanted when I started out was an ice cream sundae with the parfait." Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Gosh, we're doing very nicely on time. Well, everyone's been pretty kind to me today so far, so this elderly couple, shall we say, went for their physical exam for the year. Says, first the husband goes in and he says, "Oh, you seem to be in good health. Do you have any special, concerns that you might want to talk to the doctor about?" I said, "Well, it's a funny thing." He says, "When at first my wife and I make love, we get all hot and sweaty. Because in the second time, cold and chilly." I says, "Okay." So then it's the wife's turn to come in. He says, "She has a good exam as well. She's fine. Everything's good." I said, "Do you have any special concerns?" She said, "No." I said, "Well, your husband said something a little bit bizarre that I couldn't quite figure out." He said, "When you make love the first time, he's hot and sweaty." He said, "And the second time, he's cold and chilly." "Oh, that old fool, that's because the first time was in August and the second time was in January." And I was a bunch of guys at the local pub, and we were listening to, you can all get to be quite big talkers, when you're in the pub. It's amazing what you can think of yourself. So this fellow's talking about, he said, "When I go home tonight, so I'm going to tell the old lady that from now on, she better have the house clean and the dishes done." So the next time they see him, he said, "Well, it took a couple of days, but now when I go home, the house is pretty clean and the dishes are done." So then I'm a big talker. I said, "Well, I'm going home. Now I'm going to demand that not only are the dishes done and the house is clean, but the laundry gets done." And first day didn't see much progress. Second day got a little better. By the third day I was quite pleased. Things go pretty well at our house in that respect. So Jay Curley, my friend, steps up and says, "If you ever met Jay's wife, you might have seen her at the hospital. She's about that big, cute little thing." He said, "I'm going home and demand everything you did and more." He says, so he comes back and he says, "Well, how did it go?" He says, "Well, the first day I didn't see much at all." He goes, "The second day I didn't see much of it either." He goes, "The third day I could see just enough out of my eyes to make a sandwich and load the dishwasher." I introduce you to the barber shoppers.
I'm sitting on top of the world, just rolling along this road of song, because I'm twin of blues of the world, just singing a song, singing a song. For hallelujah, I just owned the horse and a party ready to go, just like Humpty Dumpty. I'm ready to talk because I'm sitting on top of the world, just singing a song, singing a song. I'm sitting on top of the world, rolling along, rolling along. Bum ba dum ba dum bum bum. Breaking all the blues of the world, just singing a song, singing a song. Glory, hallelujah, I just owned the horse and a party ready to go, just like Humpty Dumpty. I'm ready to fall because I'm sitting on top of the father-in-law. Pass me by one summer day, flash those big brown eyes my way. Oh, I wanted you forevermore. Now, baby, I'm not one that gets around. Swear my feet stuck to the ground. And though I never did meet you before, I said hello, Mary Lou, goodbye heart, goodbye heart. Sweet Mary Lou, I'm so in love with you. I'm in love with Mary. I knew Mary Lou, we'd never part. So hello, Mary Lou, goodbye heart, goodbye heart. Saw your lips, I heard your voice. Believe me, I just had no choice. While horses would make me sail away. Thought about a moonlit night, arms about you, good and tight. That's all I need to see for me to stay. Hey, hey, hello, Mary Lou, goodbye heart, goodbye heart. Sweet Mary Lou, I'm so in love with you. I'm in love with Mary. I knew Mary Lou, we'd never part, we'd never part. So hello, Mary Lou, goodbye heart, goodbye heart. Hello, Mary Lou, I'm in love with you, yes. Hello, Mary Lou, goodbye heart. Right from the start I said hello, Mary Lou, goodbye heart.
Can you hear me? Oh, it's getting louder, isn't it? It's so neat. I have to tell you, it's great to be here. We just love coming. And I love getting up at 4 o'clock from Johnny's Falls and coming up here. It's really a delight, and we're really honored to be part of this celebration. And I love the arrangement of the tables. You can actually walk between the aisles. It's really great. Neat. We've got one more song to sing, but before we do that, we have 2 exciting things to tell you about for our group. And the first one is, this coming Saturday, we get to represent the North Country, Clinton, Franklin, and Essex counties at our annual contest. So we get to compete this Saturday against other choruses and chapters in our division. And that's really exciting. The chorus is doing very well. Yeah, so we're really excited to be part of that celebration. And then even more so, we have our 50th anniversary coming up. And we're celebrating our anniversary with our annual show, which is May 30th at 7:30 at the Guild's Auditorium. So all of you are invited. It's called Come Celebrate the Sound. And our guest quartet, 2 of the members are past international champions. And they're an awesome guest, awesome quartet. So you don't want to miss it. May 30th, 7:30. If you didn't notice, CVPH was my home for 30 years before I retired. And no matter what Mark said, that lady doesn't work there anymore.
Oh, when the sun beats down, comes the sorrow on the roof. And your shoes get so hot, you wish your tired feet were fireproof. Under the boardwalk, down by the sea, yeah. On a blanket with my baby is where I'll be. Under the boardwalk, out of the sun. Under the boardwalk, we'll be having some fun. Under the boardwalk, people walking about. The boardwalk, we'll be falling in love. Under the boardwalk, boardwalk. At the park you hear the happy sounds of a carousel. You can almost taste the hot dogs and French fries they sell under the boardwalk down by the sea. Yeah, on a blanket with my baby is where I'll be. Under the boardwalk, out of the sun. Under the boardwalk, we'll be having some fun. Under the boardwalk, people walking above. Under the boardwalk, we'll be falling in love. Under the boardwalk, boardwalk.
Now we're going to get on with the real reason that we came here. One or more of you, usually one, is going to join that list of people that you have in the program as Irishman or Woman or Person of the Year. And this is the proclamation. Whereas on March 17th, 1959, there did band together on the banks of the Shamrock River in Plattsburgh, New York, in the North Country, a group of intrepid Irishmen who established the great and honourable Royal Order of the Blarney Stone. Whereas it was deemed most important that to be fostered and perpetrated, thereby the gentle, pleasant, effective, and provocative art of Irish Blarney. And whereas this art has played a significant part in promoting and advancing the welfare, prosperity, happiness, and credibility of many of the area's most prominent citizens, and has served as a cornerstone of some of its most successful and memorable enterprises and institutions. Whereas it has been decreed that there should annually be admitted to the membership in the Royal Order those kindly souls imbued with the spirit of St. Patrick, blessed with the art of farming, not necessarily blessed with Irish name, who by use of quick and facile tongue have nevertheless endeared themselves to the Irish race. Now, whereas a person is known to us as a passionate leader, also known for spells of pontification, this person arrived on wings, later took to foot in the streets and alleys. This sage person ascended to leadership and is now totally committed to business. Now, therefore, be it resolved that having full confidence in his hierarchy, wishing to secure for him a place in Irish posterity, and seeking to bestow upon his evidence of our esteem and affection, we do hereby confer upon Herb Carpenter, the Royal officially bestow this upon you, Herb, I want to just let you know that I do have an 11 o'clock gig as well. By the power vested in me, we do confer on Herb Carpenter. Do rechristen him Herb Michael Gavin Patrick Francis Ryan O'Carpenter. Give you all the rights and privileges and the outrageous prerogatives of the order. Congratulations.
My name. Just humble. Thank you.
There's something you don't see every day. Congratulations, sir. May God bless you and the devil miss you. Barber shoppers, once again, to give our blessing.
May the road rise to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face. May the rain fall soft upon your fields, and until we meet again, may He hold you in His hand. May God hold you in the palm of His, hold you in the palm of His hand.
Fantastic. Thank everybody for right on time. If you have a ticket for fabulous prizes, take it out at this time. This year we have a little extra bonus. Bill McBride has been kind enough to donate some white face passes. We're going to do 5 sets of 2, and then finally we would like to wrap up with raffling off the bucket of booze. If you don't remember, one year I did this, and every number was one that could be inverted, like 0s, 6s, 9s, 8s. Read through the whole thing and no one had it. Well, let's try it like this. Sure to God. Thankfully, this one has a 7, or the same boat. 706 999. Ski passes. Next, 716418. Ski passes. Seven 716-128. paid for the sponsorship, but it ought to be worth a couple of ski passes. 706166. It's only 6 numbers, people. Seven 16479. I can't invert those. Beautiful, all right. Do we have one more set? Number 706456. All right. Those tickets have to be used by Thursday. But thanks a lot, Bill. Now for the bucket of booze. 706563. Just going to make one last quick announcement. I'm just going to take the privilege of doing this. The YMCA is bringing to town the Hair of the Dog. If you haven't heard of them, world-class Irish band in late April at the Naked Turtle. And I hope you'll all make it. It's going to be a great party. John knows all about that. What is it? May. End of May. What's the date? May 31st. I got time to stay there. And John knows more about the band than I do. I guess you would have known as much about the others.
No, actually, this being the day after the Barber Shoppers, you can go to both. You can catch the Barber Shoppers on the 30th and then go to this on the 31st. Coming from Albany, I've seen these guys a couple of times. They're a fantastic Irish group. They're very just exciting to listen to, and they really get the crowd into it. And it's something that would I'm sure you'll all enjoy. So I look forward to seeing you all again on the 31st.
And that's the 31st of May. Do we have any other business? Just to thank everybody. Have a great day. Great St. Patrick's Day. Be safe.
To the 26 people who are still watching this on the internet, the show is over.
Out of the 250, thank you very much.
Yeah, 250. This is our first ever attempt. This is Brian McBride from Plattsburgh.com. And I haven't seen the Press Republican, but apparently they did get a little blurb in there for us. And we want to thank the Press Republican for doing that.
Oh, absolutely.
And 250 people decided to tune into this today.
Absolutely. I really want to thank, too, SUNY Plattsburgh, the technical assistant or the technical center, providing the bandwidth and the networking support to make all of this happen. They were extraordinarily helpful, and when you're thinking of going to college, SUNY Plattsburgh.
Yes, if you decide to go to Clinton for 2 years,
Yes.
come to SUNY after.
SUNY afterwards.
Yeah, so either way, come here soon, graduate soon.
Yeah, stay local.
But Brian, I think I'm very pleased with the 250 people that on very short notice decided to tune this in.
Absolutely. That was very unexpected. I mean, this was really just a test, but stay tuned. We'll be bringing more live events and more channels to HometownCableNetwork.com and Plattsburgh.com.
Yep, and we're always looking for advice, suggestions on what we can cover and where we should be, and we're also looking for support out there. So anybody who'd like to support our efforts is willing to to have them tag along with us.
Absolutely, absolutely.
We're hoping this will be. There's the county clerk. Nice to see you, John.
Bye, John.
But we are very pleased with this first endeavor, and we hope this is the start of many, many more to come.
Yes, well, it will be. It will be. We'll be bringing very good quality family entertainment to the local internet circle of Plattsburgh and the Essex Franklin County area.
And remind people that we do now have every day we have a streaming video on there. We have the Channel 24 broadcast that I put on up north in the northern tier of the county that runs on the internet at Plattsburgh.com and at HometownCableNetwork.com. So you can tune in there every day to get something that's current. And we also have the archives, which are over 250, I think, Bob Ben and Gordy Little shows, and Rick Knowles has got a bunch of stuff up there from Motorsports Magazine to the auto racing. So we've got about 300 things archived right now, with many thousands more to come.
Thousands more, yep. Look forward to the 2009 race season from Airborne. We'll be bringing you that content, weekly races, following up on Monday, every Monday during the summer. And Calvin's going to bring us some great content from all the little nooks and crannies of the North Country, stuff that makes us who we are.
Yeah, tune in once in a while. We're going to be going live, and this was our first ever attempt at that, and I think it was successful. Thank you, Brian, for getting me involved in all this.
Oh, you're very welcome. And